If not, welcome back. My name is Iris. I am a self taught tarot reader, self proclaimed intuitive person. Welcome to your March 2025 channeled messages um, and tarot reading. I hope you find what you need from this video. I apologize in advance for any background noises. I have very inconsiderate upstairs neighbors, but I'm not going to let that distract me, so we're going to get into it. We'll say channeled messages are starting like 40 seconds in. Where are my pins? Cozy vibes for Virgo. Interesting. You'll say, oh my goodness, my pen doesn't work. Virgo, a lot of good energy for you, a lot of like sensual energy, which I did get the same thing for Cancer and Leo before I got into your reading. But more so like a blockage being released for them. For you, I'm getting the energy of like I feel like younger kids nowadays would call this like a glow up, or like just like, I don't know, I feel like back in the day we would say like you have a spring in your step, but it's bigger than that. It's not just like you have a spring in your step. I'm getting like specifically something about like just a very like you're getting in tune with like your sensual energy. Maybe like you're getting older. Like I'm getting the energy of like maybe this is someone like in their 30s or 40s, maybe like late 30s, even early 40s, and they've really never like dressed up in like a sexy outfit, or like they've never, like I'm getting someone's like looking in the mirror, and there's nothing wrong with this, but they're like, I'm still wearing clothes from high school, and like not in a way that makes me feel good about myself. It's not like, oh, I love this t-shirt and I've had it for 20 years. It's like I don't like my body because I'm dressing as if I'm 18 and I'm a grown man, or I'm wondering why I feel like I don't have curves, and it's because I'm wearing this training bra that I bought in freshman year of college. So it's like something like that. And you're coming into this like I'm getting the energy of someone that's either like newly in a connection and this is building confidence, or newly single and this is building confidence, and it's just could be getting to know your body better lately. Definitely like a more adult reading for Virgo for sure. Your channeled songs were Danny California by Red Hot Chili Peppers and Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots. 333, as I said that, and channeled numbers, like just random numbers that kept popping up as I was writing down things for you guys, or as I was like thinking about the energy or what was going to come up for your reading. 13, 3131, 1313, 313, just 333, 313. Something really big about 3s and 13s. There's 3 people. Ew, that's weird. Sorry, that was really weird timing. Someone left. Someone left. This is not their reading. There was 3 people in the live whenever I said that, though. 3 is very significant. You could be a life path 3. And something about dancing, which goes hand in hand with that sacral energy, but like, dance around your house more. Play whatever playlist you used to listen to in high school. Listen to whatever, like if you used to, let's say you used to dance in high school, let's say you used to be on a drill team or whatever. Listen to whatever songs used to like hype you up before weekends out. Do whatever you can to get yourself like moving. I'm not forcing exercise on anyone. I'm just saying like it will make you feel so much better. Even if you're like, I don't like dancing. like just a little head bob. Whatever music you listen to, whether it's jazz, whether it's K-pop, I don't care if you like Blackpink, I don't care if you listen to Korn, Tool, Too Short, Key Glock, SZA, it does not matter. Play whatever you have to play to get yourself back into the mood of like feeling yourself again. Literally makes me think of it. It's such a throwback. Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. I feel like that song came out like before I was in high school, before I was in middle school probably. Like that's the energy of your reading for this month. Like feeling yourself. And it not in like a fuck you everybody. You're just like you're fucking feeling yourself. And if you don't feel that yet, it's coming. Like, do not fret, it is coming. Another random channeled message for you guys. If you haven't seen The Notebook, please watch it because so many parts of that movie, the swans in the movie when they're walking through the park, or now I can't remember what part of the movie they see the swans. But the part where I'm not spoiling anything. Watch The Notebook if you haven't seen it. But there's a part where they're like walking in the street at night, and it's like way back in the day, so there's like nobody in the road. It's just them in the road at night. And she starts like, I'm pretty sure she's drunk. I can't remember, but she's like just running around with her arms like this. And I forget what they say, but the main line I'm thinking of from that scene is Noah, the guy in the movie, starts like flying with her, and he's like, "Okay, if you're a bird, I'm a bird." It's like there's this like a very like playful energy in your love life coming in your like self-esteem. Like just I'm getting like a very like lighthearted coming back into yourself, and even if things aren't ideal right now, or even if there's like a lot, regardless of what's going on in your personal, financial, work, career, home situation, you at your core are coming into some very like lighthearted energy, so that regardless of what comes up this month, you are going to handle it so well that it's going to feel like you had such a good month regardless of what happens. I'm getting good things happening. I'm not getting anything. I don't think anything crazy is happening this month. And if anything crazy happens this month, it's something you like. Big things happening this month is what I'm getting so far. But anyways, the name Danny, obviously the song Danny California made me think of the name Danny like a guy's name, or Danny like short for Danielle. Danny, Danielle, Ella, Isabella, the Marcus, this came to me randomly. Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots, the line from that song that is significant for you guys this month is, I'm pretty sure it's the chorus. He says, promises of what I seem to be. Only watch the time go by. I'm gonna have to look up the lyrics to that song again. You need to learn a new instrument, Virgo, if you do not know one already. If you know an instrument already, this is separate. This is not like, oh, pick up guitar again. This is like something random and specific, like get into harmonica, and you're gonna start, it's gonna pop off, you're gonna start making videos, you're gonna start making music with it, it's gonna, or even if you don't make a career out of it, it's going to, you're gonna meet someone else that plays harmonica, and maybe you both end up not liking harmonica that much, but you end up building a friendship off of that, and you're both like, fuck harmonica. That is so that is so weird and random and specific. Harmonica reminds me, another part of your channeled messages was Beverly Hillbillies. I'm not pretty sure. I know that's an old show. I don't know how long it was on TV. I've not seen one episode. I don't even think I've like thought of that show in my life. So I don't know where that came from. Something about Beverly Hillbillies is significant. Whoever this reading is for, maybe you feel like you are like. Me and my family have this like ongoing. We call ourselves like white trash royalty. It's like we always had nice things, but like the water was shut off. Like like we drove a big Escalade on big rims, but we were using space heaters in the house because we didn't have central heat and air. Like, and we were on food stamps. Like, I'm getting like that energy in a good, like a loving way. Like, Virgo free. Like, I'm getting such a like badass, just like don't give a fuck, like free bird ass energy for whoever this reader. Like, I'm a very cool person, very cool person. B names are significant. Brenda, Bailey, Brielle. I said Isabella earlier, I think. Brandon. That one comes to me always because it's my dad's name, and we call him B. Maybe you know someone you call them B, or like BB. BB. Like hi BB type thing. The sun is significant. Birds are very significant. Something about the Midwest is significant. Anyways, we're gonna say your reading starts at 12 minutes in. I just saw the chats because my eyesight is so bad. We're gonna be using the Neo Tarot to start your reading. If I can get it open. I haven't used this deck too much, so I might not be like super duper quick with it. I'm pretty sure it is essentially the same as the Rider-Waite deck, just different, you know. Slightly different in the storyline and imagery. Spirit, clear the energy from the last reading and welcome whatever is coming for the present for Virgo for the month of March 2025. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. As always, I forgot to mention in the beginning, if at any point during this video you feel confused, irritated, annoyed, anxious, stressed out, bad gut feeling, you're like, oh shit, I knew my life was going to shit. I knew this was gonna happen. Oh gosh, I knew everything was going bad. I knew I was an idiot. I knew they didn't like me. If you start having those type of thoughts and feelings, I might just be an awful tarot reader, and this might just not be your video, okay? Please do not. I mean, if you leave the awful comment, leave the awful comment, but please do not let something I'm spewing out of my mouth ruin your night. If it starts making you feel anxious, it is not for you. Because even if a tarot reading is delivering a message that is not ideal news, if it's a reading for you, it will resonate with you. And when tarot readers say that, they don't mean like, does that make sense? That means like, does that feel valid? Does that... Now I'm thinking about it too much. I wish people would just... I think I've watched the movie Idiocracy sometimes, so then when I read people's comments, it becomes harder and harder for me to be gentle. I don't have a lot of Virgos in my life, but the one I have, oh my gosh, I'm acting so much like her right now. Like, she has no patience for people. I was gonna go on with that, but actually, no, she just has no patience for people, period. End that sentence there. She's very much the type of she's very much not the type of person to say, like, oh, there's no stupid questions. Like, no, you ask her a stupid question, she'll let you know it's stupid. So, that being said, if this makes you anxious, please click off. It's not your reading. Maybe. I'm so glad it let me resume. Hey. My phone died. But the thing is, it just like crashed and died. It was crazy. I literally did not leave the bed. I didn't do anything. I just sat here and just kept thinking about your channeled songs. So, I'm pretty sure I resumed the stream correctly. So, your first card out is Nine of Wands. I'm going to pull a little more, because I usually do 2 or 3 to start out the reading, not just one. I don't go like one by one by one. And I'm glad, yeah, that's why. This is Nine of Wands. I get an energy of like not wanting to accept defeat, like not wanting to my lighting's not very good in here. You can still kind of see the picture, I think. It's like she's got all these wands behind her, but she's not like looking at them, if that makes sense. It's like something had you really down in the dumps, or something's been siphoning your energy, or something's just been taking up all of your headspace for, I'm hearing, like years now. And you've been okay and you've been healing, but it's been like I'm hearing like 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. Or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I said that wrong. Y'all know what I mean. Maybe you don't know what I mean. I always say that, and I feel like people are like, no, I do not know what you mean. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, because it's like maybe you're getting over this trauma, but then things are coming up from this other trauma that you haven't really dealt with, and then you're picking up on other vices. Here's one more. Here's their card for Virgo for the month of March. That came out so quick. Virgo! 9 of Wands. 4 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. I cannot make this shit up. I said watch the Notebook. Like, if you're a bird, I'm a bird. The thing about the Notebook, though, you need to watch it because it's not just like it is a really sweet love story. Like, I'm not gonna front, I'm not gonna be like, it's not no, it's the sweetest love story you will ever watch in your life. Guaranteed. But if you haven't seen it already, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you have seen it, you'll know what I mean. At the beginning, or actually, fuck the beginning, pretty much that whole first half of the movie, he's like, I love you, and then she's like, fuck you, and then she's like, I love you, and he's like, well, I thought you didn't love me, like, it's just that type of thing. It's like they were both triggering wounds in each other. Well, I mean, actually, he kind of liked her the whole time, but I really can't say a lot about that without spoiling it. But anyways, this is like nine of wands, 4 of wands, 10 of pentacles. It's like you're finally, I don't like using this word, you're finally succumbing to whatever love has been trying to come in for you, and there's like a really, really good, like, look at them dancing on this 4 of wands. There is a really, really good partnership coming in for you, and on my TV, rainbow. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the rainbow? And the sardines on my wall. Do you guys like the sardines? You guys like this? I scored that shit at Goodwill probably like 5-6 years ago now, and I did not know until this last year. I just always assumed it was just some vintage artwork. I literally never put thought into Googling what it was, and it wasn't until this last year that I realized it's a Tibetan temple it's a charcoal etching from a Tibetan temple. Like, if you touch it, I haven't framed it, if you touch it, it's like on this like crepey paper, and I don't know, it's like, it's not flat, it's like 2-dimensional is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, the month of March, go through your tchotchkes, your like keepsakes, your trinkets, and if there's something that you have something like that you need to look up and it's very valuable, that doesn't mean you have to sell it. Like this thing, oh my goodness, I could get some cash for this if I wanted to, but I will probably never get rid of this. I've had it since before I was 20. It's like the coolest thing I own. Sorry to get distracted. This is really good energy. I told you guys nothing bad is happening this month, and you might have like I was saying, there might be like tower energy. Like, you might have some shit might happen, but nothing bad. Or if it's things that could be perceived as bad, like let's say I'm getting heartburn. Like, if this is like you leave a lease early, it's like you saw it coming and you're about to move into your dream apartment. Or it's like a relationship's ending, you saw it coming, but you're about to meet your dream person. It's like you really didn't want to cut ties and, you know, switch jobs and everything, but once you switch jobs, it's like you end up traveling the world with your best friend. Like, I'm gonna pull more cards. We're gonna see. Anything from this deck, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and use another deck to clarify off of this. Clarify the 9 of wands. Ooh. For Virgo. 7 of swords reverse. Like, you could have been, I was kind of getting the same thing for Leo. You could be like on the cusp, or you could be dealing with a Leo. You could have been like acting in your shadow energy, not intentionally, but it's just like this, like that's something, like that's a conclusion that you're coming to. Like, you're realizing like, okay, maybe you've been isolating from people, maybe you've been argumentative, maybe you've been kind of snappy with people, maybe you've been really defensive or aggressive, and you haven't even really realized it because it's justified on your end from all of this trauma that's happened. Of course you would act like that. Why? It's like, it's making me think of like the poor little pit bull that's been abused its whole life, and then it ends up in a shelter, and then it's at the shelter for years, and everyone that comes to look at dogs at the shelter, they're like, oh, no wonder that one doesn't get adopted, it's so aggressive. And it's like, well, no wonder it's aggressive because no one's ever pet it in its life. No one's ever gave it food without beating the shit out of it afterwards. It's like, we're kind of getting a similar thing for Leo. It's like, for Leo, it was a different message, but similar. Like Leo needed to kind of get back into a more giving energy, or willing to share that inner light, because holding it in was only manifesting more people that will not appreciate that light for what it is. And it's kind of the same thing for you. It's like, not that that's manifesting bad things. I don't really believe in that. I think everything happens how it's meant to, but there is like I don't think you're manifesting events. I think it's like, the Seven of Swords is conflict, arguments, disagreements, I get like a heavy holding grudges. You have that in reverse because you're finally coming out of that, like, okay, I'm gonna stop assuming everyone is a piece of shit, and I will just treat them as if they aren't. And if the mask should fall off someday, then it will. Hermit, Eight of Pentacles. You've like been on autopilot. Like, you're going to work, you're talking to people, you're doing the small talk, but you've been very like disconnected, and it was a good thing at first. Like, it came from a good place. That's what I'm saying. Like, the same thing with the dog. It's not like the dog was born wanting to just be aggressive and hate everybody. The dog was born an innocent puppy and then was treated wrong at the hand of a human and created this aggressive dog that is now having a hard time getting adopted. It's like this same thing with you. Like, you were in the Nine of Wands, but oh, sorry, I was looking at the chat. I thought someone said I like your pig lights, but it said purple lights. So now that makes sense. I'm on the same page now. Like, hermit mode, you've really pulled back your energy. Like, I'm getting you're not someone that likes small talk, but if people do get conversation out of you, it's small talk, and that's like about it. That's all they're getting. Like, people are used to you just kind of oversharing your whole life or trauma dumping on them, not intentionally, but because you're just such an honest, open person. Or maybe you're used to being around abusive people, so you're used to having to over-explain yourself because you're used to being gaslit, mentally abused. Been in hermit mode, like, okay, well, I'm just not going to talk to people now. Well, I'm just not going to tell people what's going on in my life because I give people an inch and they take a mile. And Eight of Pentacles. Been focusing on yourself, perfecting your craft, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it came from a good place. You weren't isolating in a way of like, fuck you, fuck everybody. It's the same thing with that, like, sensual energy I was picking up on in the beginning of your reading. It's not like a, oh, fuck you guys, I'm better than everybody. It's like, this is coming from the most humble place possible. This is like, I have hated myself my whole life, and I'm finally going to allow myself to not do that anymore. I'm going to try to not do that for once. And I'm going to see how people feel about it. And how people feel about it. Four of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Like, you have a lover that is just waiting to come in, or you have this person's already in your life, but you guys, like, I'm getting you guys haven't set up roots yet, because if I'm going to say something right now, if you're married, this is not your reading. unless you're like married, contemplating divorce, married, split. Like if you're happily married, this is not your read. Pull a couple more and then switch sticks. Ten of Pentacles, Four Wands. Clarify. I don't really think we can prove it. Interesting. Nine of Swords. You've been overthinking this. This has been like eating you alive. Like, you just want happiness. You just want happy home. You just want, like, it makes me want to cry. Is that why I was bringing up, like, the Beverly Hillbillies thing? It's like, you just want to not keep up with the Joneses, but you just want, like, what I'm hearing, like, what everybody else has. It's not that you want to be like everybody else. You want to be your own person, but you want, when I say the things everybody else has, you want love. You want family. You want connection. You want friendship. You want genuine. Wealth is important, but you want wealth in the sense of stability and peace of mind, not just in the sense of like a high salary. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Six of Pentacles. You're giving. You need to watch the Leo reading. It's really long and it has not uploaded yet. Feel free to like speed it up or skip through it. It's seriously an hour and a half long, but I think it's really, really deep and probably relevant for you guys too. Six of Pentacles, you're being more charitable with your time. You're coming out of this hermit energy. You're putting things back into balance in your social circle, in your work life. Six of Pentacles, this is not the meaning of the card, but sometimes it will make me think of like passing the plate around at church, which I have my own views on that, but the original intent with that to like tithe, is to have that genuine want to like help, that genuine want to do good, and when you do that, the universe returns that energy to you tenfold. You got the Death card and the Seven of Wands in reverse. A lot of Wands and Swords. The way this Death card is illustrated makes me think of like you're molting your old skin. It's like and this could have been like, this could have been a behavior that you learned like from a parent or a sibling, or just like, it could just be something that comes naturally to you, but you don't realize that your parents were the same way too. It's like, you get fucked over too many times, and then you're just like, I'm done being happy, I'm done being nice, I will wait for people to prove that they're good to me. I will wait for situations to prove that they're safe for me to enjoy. Like, I'm getting some, like, it's like you're realizing that you've unintentionally been very, very, very pessimistic. And it could remind you of someone in your life that is the same way. Like, maybe this person, like, has a chip on their shoulder. And you're like, I don't want to be like that. And then Seven of Wands reverse, this is, like, you're done fighting it. And I got the same thing for Leo. Not the same card, but the same energy. It's like, you're done resisting it. You're waving the white flag. That's what the Seven of Wands looks like in this deck. But upside down, it makes me think of the white part of the card being up top. It's like you're waving your white flag. You're like, okay, I'm I'm literally like thinking of someone just someone sitting in there. 12:12 my time as I'm saying this, and that's when we started your messages, I think. But anyways, this is someone seriously just being like, okay, I'm done being a bitch. Okay, I'm done being an asshole. I'm done being a bitch. I'm done. I want to be nice again. Like, someone's like, I want to be nice again. I'm done hating everybody. And you're still, you can feel both. You can feel two ways at once. This is like, you're still going to be careful with your energy because, granted, like I said with the dog, even when the dog gets adopted by the new family and it knows it's safe, it's probably never going to forget what it looks like when a human like raises its hand like this. And you know, that dog is always just going to be a little more careful eating their food. But it's going to be a sweet puppy. That's what I'm getting for you. So, we're going to clarify, pull some more energy using the All-Seeing Heart Oracle. Whole lot of pretty imagery in this deck. I'm probably going to wrap this one up. With that Death card and the Seven of Swords in reverse, it's like you're ending a cycle of just fighting energies. You are truly, truly learning what it means to go with the flow and like accept things as they come. Like you're getting to a headspace where you're like, I could get fired from my job tomorrow. And yeah, I might need the little 10 minutes to freak out and scream, cry, and punch my steering wheel and just, ah! But after that, I'm gonna be able to be clear headed enough to think, like, okay, lost my job. What do I do now? Get my resume going, make some phone calls, make sure my references are still good to go. What's my money situation look like? Am I able to, like, can I do gigs in the meantime? If you have a side hustle, you're like, can I get some, what are sales looking like? Okay, how am I going to make anything in the meantime? Like a very, and this is with that, and I don't know if it's caused by that sensual energy or if this is what's kickstarting that sensual energy, but you're like, okay, your first card that came out is letting go. What a pretty, pretty picture. I love this deck. I'm going to try really hard not to drag this out. Sorry. You're letting go of the past. You're letting go of regret. You're letting go of expectation is the biggest thing. Letting go of perfectionism. You could have ADHD, and that could make it, especially if you have like OCD too or anything like that, it could make it really, really hard for you to get out of cycles of just like, you could find yourself like I've done it like 9 times in this video. You could find yourself just like spacing out, but maybe for hours at a time. And it's like maybe you're scrolling on your phone, but you don't really remember anything you did, and you're just kind of like suppressing. Like I said earlier, you're on autopilot. It's like you're going to work and you're going through the motions, but you really couldn't remember one conversation you had with a customer. You couldn't remember one thing you said to a coworker. Like, letting go, hidden fears, Queen of Hearts. I'm not sure what the Queen of Hearts is in this deck. We'll read for hidden fears too. I was just gonna say hidden fears. It's like it made me think of, I forget how the quote goes and I forget who says it, but it's like, are you afraid of things failing, or are you afraid of what will happen if they really were to work out? Like, it's like, are you really insecure, or are you afraid of people's reactions to you finally being confident? Yes, maybe you're a little insecure, but is it really that insecurity that's holding you back, or is it your fear to step into your power? With hidden fears says awareness, openness, self-preservation. When we look at our fears clearly, removing all the hidden demons, we can understand either their purpose or the purpose of the object or situation that is the source of our fear. Understand that everything, even fear, has a place and purpose in this world, and there's a divine spark of consciousness in all things. This card represents the missing link or blind spot that needs to be addressed if you are to evolve. So the card is asking, what are you actually scared of? When you bring all those vague and hidden fears into the open, you'll discover their origins and be able to examine if they serve any purpose in self-preservation if brought into the light. Me scusi. That's exactly what I said before I started reading. Like, what are you actually afraid of? That's probably what we're going to title the reading. What are you afraid of, Virgo? And that might sound like a fucked up question, but I'm genuinely asking because whoever this reading is for, you, it's not like you haven't fucked up before, so what are you afraid of? What are you genuinely afraid of? And that's probably a question that you can't answer immediately. Like, that's going to be one that you're like, I don't know. What am I afraid of? And then it's just going to trigger a bunch of shit. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Farts. Sorry. Queen of Farts. It's not in this deck. I made the card up. No, there it is. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? Queen of Hearts, stop and take a moment to open up your senses to feel what is really going on so you can readjust your focus before continuing. The Queen of Hearts is a benevolent spirit that resides in the inner workings of our hearts. Her energy is rooted in our arteries and pulses through our senses. Connected to the third eye, she also has a higher spiritual connection and tells us when we need to when we need to find a fresh perspective. I need some tea, sorry guys. She will always steer you away from repeating the most fearfully charged outcome. Let me repeat that. She will always steer you away from repeating the most fearfully charged outcome and co-creating a living nightmare. That is what you have been doing. Not intentionally, and I'm not saying like, oh, the things that happen in your life are your fault. No, I'm saying like the little things, like let's say you've been annoyed with your hair for like the last 6 months. Okay, well, have you been trimming it how you used to? Have you been doing your little hair routine how you used to? Have you been really fucking irritable and like fatigued? Okay. Have you been eating as good as you used to? Like, pull some more and we'll end it. got Rebirth and the Damaged Brow. I haven't seen the Damaged Brow out of this deck, so I'm going to read on that one for you guys, too. I will see what the deck says for Rebirth as well, but with that, this is like... Like, I'm getting, like, the Princess Bride. Like, someone's, like, just gonna fucking wake up and, like, you're, like, rip you out the plastic because you're acting brand new, bitch, is what I'm getting for this reading. The Rebirth card reminds us that we cannot regenerate if we stay stuck in the same state. Meditate on what you can transform within your heart to bring about a shift. Meditate on what you can transform in your heart to cause a shift. You have really, really, really been fucked over by some people, and maybe you're not at a place where you can forgive those people yet and move on from it. Like, some things just fucking take time, and I understand that more than anybody. Not more than anybody. I'm saying that, like, as the generic saying. I don't mean that literally. I'm definitely someone that understands that, is what I meant to say. You opening your heart to coming out of hermit mode, and like I was saying at the beginning of your reading when we pulled cards from the first deck, it's like, okay, maybe I'm going to stop. I'm just getting like a very defensive energy, a very like traumatized energy, and California, rest in peace, simultaneous relief. She's my priestess, I'm her priest. Virgo is the high priestess. I'm gonna look up the lyrics to that song and then we'll end it. I know if the song was playing I would know the words, but like just trying to think off the top of my head, I cannot tell you what he says in that song. I don't know if I'll be able to Google it right now. It only hurts when I laugh, gone too fast. Getting born in the state of Mississippi, Papa was a copper, Mama was a hippie. In Alabama, shit, I said Alabama. In Alabama, she would swing a hammer, price you gotta pay when you break the panorama. She never knew that there was anything more than poor. What in the world does your company take me for? Black bandana, sweet Louisiana, robbing on a bank in the state of Indiana. She's a runner, rebel, and a stunner on her merry way, saying, baby, what you gonna? Looking down the barrel of a hot metal 45, just another way to survive. She's a lover, baby, and a fighter. Should have seen it coming when I got a little brighter. With a name like Danny California, day was gonna come when I was gonna mourn ya. A little loaded, she was stealing another breath. I love my baby to death. Who knew the other side of you? Who knew that others died to prove? Too true to say goodbye to you, too true to say. Push the fader, gifted animator, 1 for the now and 11 for the later. Never made it up to Minnesota, North Dakota man wasn't gunning for the quota. Down in the Badlands, she was saving the best for last. It only hurts when I laugh. Gone too fast. California, rest in peace. What a weird song. Maybe like you're leaving someone behind as you move into this like new you, new energy, new life. And like for you, the energy of that song could be your past self, it could be a past person. Put that wherever it resonates. But I know that's going to mean something to someone. The damaged brow, imbalance, inauthenticity, chaos. Here we see the brow of the psyche, the side of the third eye, which is affected by a loss of balanced perception. The card is signaling you to stop, as not doing so may result in negative consequences. The image also relates to deciding which version of yourself is the true one and how you choose to see yourself. Know thyself is the antithesis of a damaged brow. This damage may relate to physical damage such as a knock, radiation, substance abuse, or poisoning. These all cause the brow to become shattered, scattered, and diminished in color and reality. Review your lifestyle and nurture yourself physically and mentally. Damn, Virgo. I was kind of getting the same thing for Leo too, like an energy of like sobriety and needing to. You're either dealing with someone that needs to sober up, or you were that person. Is what I said in the Leo reading, essentially. What is the final outcome for Virgo? I almost said Leo. For March. What is this rebirth leading to? Which we will pull more cards through the month of March, but regeneration. Sounds pretty damn good to me, Virgo. You could be breaking like a generational curse of poverty. You could be breaking a generational curse of just low self-esteem. Maybe everyone in your family got married, but they all ended up divorcing, and that's why you've had like a sour taste in your mouth towards relationships. It's like you're really about to turn some shit upside down. But yeah, that's what I got for you, Virgo. Sorry it was so long. Sorry we had some interruption. You know, what can I say? That's me. If you hung out this long, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna pop back on in a little bit for Libra. Yeah. I might do collective first. I might pop on for some. You know, I'm gonna stop making commitments. Okay. If you hung out this long, thank you for watching. If any part of this reading made you irritated, stressed out, annoyed, anxious, constipated, it wasn't for you. And I'm sorry I wasted your time. If this reading made you feel like, oh, I kind of felt like that's what was going on, or oh yeah, she might be onto some shit. Oh yeah, man, it might be for you. Oh, do you want to say hi, everybody? Do you want to say hi to the people? This is Gizmo, everybody. Oh, you want to pick a card for the people? I already ended the reading. You want to pick one? You want to pick one? You want to pick one? Dutch. You pick one? Oh, no. He loves me. Oh my god, there is shit on his ass. I gotta tell y'all. I gotta